Hey, welcome back to the MVP series. Today, I have the pleasure to host Andrew Sitz. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going?
All good, all good. I'm so happy to have you today on the talk. Um, can you introduce yourself to the community?
Sure, absolutely. I'm Andrew Sitz. I'm based out of Des Moines, Iowa, so I'm kind of far from a lot of the customers I work with. Uh, but I got my start working in business intelligence with a Midwestern grocer. I originally have a management background and used a lot of operational knowledge to get into like business intelligence, which then eventually branched into more data engineering and analytics engineering. So yeah, I turned from business into more of an IT role, and at at times I make appearances in bigger cities like the Data and AI Summit this year.
Oh, cool. So we're gonna meet then. For now, I haven't had the opportunity to go to Iowa, but maybe now I have. Maybe I will reach out to you if I need some tips, like what to visit there.
Yeah, not the biggest tourist destination in the world, but there is some stuff.
Amazing. So I guess have you applied for a talk at Data and AI Summit, or you're just going there for because you're an MVP?
I am going to submit for the MVP gallery.
Okay, yeah,
Um, didn't get a spot with normal talks, which is totally fine. I have spoken there before, but yeah, really looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of people in the community.
yeah. The Data and AI Summit is just an amazing opportunity to connect with so many people, and I think this year, I think last year they had I don't know 15,000 people, and now this year I think it's even more. So it's just crazy. But yeah, it's a very good opportunity, as you mentioned. You're gonna have the community booth where you can deliver some talks, and so it's going to be an amazing opportunity for you, Andrew. And since we're talking about the Data AI Summit, so when was like the first time you attended the Data and AI Summit, and when did you had your first Databricks experience?
So the I've just attended the Data and AI Summit in 2023. I've attended it virtually uh, every other year for the last 3, 4 years. But I got a start working with Databricks is like a backend piece of architecture on Azure. And at the time, I would say it was really just centric on back of house pipelines. And then we would serve data in other tools, on Azure at the time. It was highly oriented towards serving more on like a SQL Server or a Synapse type experience. But then I got a start with a partner that was really dedicated to Databricks after having just made some bets on it, like for my own personal career. Just seeing that it was up and coming, and went and got some certifications and really started to pay heavy attention to it, and it just became a whole realm of its own.
It seems that you made the right bet, and good for you. And how did you end up being an MVP?
So yeah, working in the partner channel, I had the opportunity to work alongside Databricks in some really planetary scale solutions, and got exposure in the community that way. And just I I was invited to be a part of the Champions program and went and co-founded a firm with another MVP, Josh Adams, that you'll have a talk with sometime else this year. And we took off on an endeavor to make our own firm and were able to get into the MVP program during that stage. I wouldn't attribute it to like one particular event per se in getting in, more so just a series or continued stream of working together with Databricks on a number of different activities.
I believe you seem to be very lucky because you did a lot of bets and they all turned up good bets. Good. That's awesome. And you mentioned like you worked on several projects. Maybe can you tell us like maybe like one exciting project you worked on lately, if you can, of course.
Yeah, I worked with a client that is in the cryptocurrency space, getting involved onto Databricks and Unity catalog, so it's more of a foundational experience. But yeah, I've had the opportunity to work on things with some enormous labels or just some really impactful experiences with the customer, ranging from helping to automate migrations as like the firm Aimpoint Digital I work with. We have a uh, an alternative solution to um, as like a migration accelerator for with both automated and like AI in the loop type of an approach. So I've been heavily involved in that side of like just planning the initial stakes in the ground of your lake house, and then also, even getting really in depth into other areas like using DBT on Databricks, quite a few different use cases. Really a fanatic of the workflows capability inside the tool and how flexible and extensible it's been with tons of customers that I've worked with.
That's really really amazing. And I believe like what can you give to aspiring data engineers or just getting started with, I don't know, in data first and then in Databricks.
Taking the time to just even walk around, if you work in a company, and when you're at events, if you work virtually, or just getting the opportunity to learn as much as you possibly can about the business that you work in, um, and having just relationships with stakeholders builds trust, where you can get a shot at building them a solution even if they're not able to really envision it beforehand. A lot of the process, in my experience, has been internal selling in the organization that you're in. So being highly connected internally and finding ways to be reputable by really knowing the business or knowing ways that you could impact the business properly, not just blanketing maybe a solution that won't have an ROI. I think that's extremely beneficial for anybody to know in this space. Um, it requires a level of extroversion, I think, that may not come as naturally to some people that are really gifted in the technical space, but it's highly worth it. But then I think you were pointing towards what I'd give recommendations on for somebody maybe looking more specifically at Databricks, right? Um, I would say that I still think it's highly important to start with the open source elements of Databricks on what really has laid it out and cemented it as a humongous player in the space. To just have a baseline understanding of really what's happening, um, get a feel for turning a number of knobs, so that if when you start to use abstractions in the product, if you choose to do so, that you'll know, like in autoloader, what some of the properties are, like max files per trigger, things like that. I think trying to build the solution just with the foundational building blocks helps you to learn a lot, and then it also helps you to appreciate a lot of the things that can make your life simpler, such as, predictive optimization now on Databricks, when you used to have to completely handle those types of things on your own, or even dealing with 100% unmanaged tables back in the Hive Metastore day.
Yeah.
I think there's an aspect of like it's kind of difficult to learn that foundation now. because people like start their knowledge using things that have been built upon for a decade now. So if you do get even the chance to talk to somebody that has been working like in this platform for quite a while, I would take the time to listen uh, to their perspective on all the advancements that have happened, because chances are they had to solve for these same issues quite some time ago, and can probably talk about, how is life a lot easier now. How is that problem even any different, or is it just like not even a problem anymore? For example, like
Yeah,
having to know partitioning columns up front versus like being able to take advantage of automated uh,
liquid clustering.
clustering and liquid clustering.
Yeah, and I think we can do like a basic comparison. I remember I used the platform for the first time in I think 2017 or 18, I don't remember. And back in that day, we had only I think Spark. So you have notebooks where you can run your Spark, and I think jobs. I was like you to in order to orchestrate your job, you need to reference a notebook and another row notebook, and so on. And then later, like they added like workflows, they added DB SQL, then they added feature store. Of course, the AI part I did not mention, but was there since the beginning. Then they added Unity catalog. Then and now if you see like all the features, like I don't know, the Gen AI stuff, the AI functions, I don't know, Databricks apps, just like the platform is now so big, covering so many things, like a dashboard experience, Genie. So yeah, the ramping time would be, I think, a bit longer, but I think the platform is now targeting or simplifying tasks for a lot of people. So in the past, they had to learn a lot of things to be able to have to orchestrate or to have a project. Now they have everything. Like they can stay within the same platform, build their, I don't know, use VS Code to code, then push the code to the repo, run it on Databricks, orchestrate it with workflows, then use those KPI to, I don't know, to train a model, or maybe to build dashboards on AI, on Genie, on AI BI, or maybe Genie to ask some questions and maybe deploy those metrics in a Databricks app. While I mean, for in the past, I think 3 or 4 years ago, you would have required at least 4 or 5 stacks, which means having to learn more platform, more technologies. I think this is also like the platform is getting bigger, also covering more use cases. And again, I think having discussed with many customers, some people only use the engineering, like data engineering side, and others use only the data warehousing side. You don't need to learn everything related to the platform, because you can't learn everything. I mean, we're humans, like it will take time. Of course, if you're passionate, then you can spend time doing this. I don't know what you think, Andrew.
Yeah, I agree with that. That you just pick, especially the area you're the most passionate about. If you get to work in that area, that you pick an area and really dive deep into it. But it's not going to be possible to follow all aspects of the platform, because it's quite a number of different career routes, and to do all those well, I haven't seen um, people be able to keep up with all of the different areas. But I think I know what those areas are for myself for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think the only opportunity I had to be able to keep myself updated is like even either follow like the MVPs, like the blogs they are releasing, like I don't know, kind of getting started with the Databricks apps, how to do model serving. So we have this. We have also the blog posts in. I don't know if people are aware of it, but we have a lot of technical blog posts in the Databricks community. And of course, you have events like Andrew mentioned, like the Data and AI Summit, where you have the possibility to attend in person if you are in the US or able to travel to San Francisco, or you can register for free for the online webinar. And I think later in maybe September or October, all the breakout sessions will be available in the Databricks YouTube channel. I mean, also, I remember like every year after the summit, I spend at least 2 or 3 weeks watching all those recordings because we have so many stuff released and so many cool stuff. So we want to just like, hey, let's watch this recording and then let's go and apply. Let's use AI functions and okay, let's go try it. Well, like we have used the open source. Okay, let's go try it with, I don't know, DuckDB or any other tool. We have this feature and it's like a way to keep yourself updated and also be aware of everything coming into the market because the data and AI summit is not only about Databricks, but also about the data and AI market with all the partners. You have, uh, I forgot how do you call it, like the lobby where we have all the vendors displaying their technologies. My mind is failing right now. I cannot remember the name, but I think it's a very very good opportunity. Plus, of course, the meetups. I don't know if you have any meetups in the city where you do live, Andrew. I think also it's a very good opportunity, like the meetups or user community group.
Yeah, the meetups for me are the closest city that has one is Kansas City, and that's about 3 hours away. But I am planning to even attend that group at the end of this month, April. But I know there are even local meetup groups that I go to that are almost always present, even if there isn't a Databricks meetup in your city. And I've talked to so many people, even just locally, about what are the types of things that they're doing. And you'd be surprised just how many conversations you could have about if you want to have specific topics like Databricks. There's probably going to be people looking to have those conversations at those meetup groups. So I'd give a shout out to like the Des Moines Data and Analytics meetup group that I go to locally here.
Yeah, so you have a lot of opportunities, and I may have a tough question for you. If you can choose maybe your top three features within the platform, what would be those features?
In the areas inside of the product, I would say I am most passionate about the data warehousing product getting built out. I'm super excited about uh, not just like the SQL capability, but SQL and serverless and meeting BI workloads for quite some time. I am really, really chomping at the bit to test out the semantic layer capability as it comes out. That's been teased for about a couple years now in Databricks. But yeah, like I said before, the uh, not just the workflows, but Databricks just having a unique capability of having entitlements where you can grant people domain access. Like if they have more of a data warehousing persona or a data engineering and machine learning persona, that you can like give them the type of access within the platform that they need. I think is a very awesome capability that I hope continues to get built out to even other roles, like if somebody does metadata management inside of Unity Catalog. But I would say, yeah, a lot of the data engineering and data warehousing capabilities are the things that I have the most affinities to.
And what the announcement that you may, I don't know, you would expect from the Data and AI Summit, like maybe I don't just if you just try to guess. I don't know. It's every year it's harder and harder, but maybe what would you expect?
I assume there's probably going to be another crazy acquisition. Uh, there might be some another acquisition, like there was recently just like even Blade Bridge, but I I am really fascinated to hear more about the AI data masking capabilities that Databricks bought Akera for. I feel like that one has been cooking for some time, and I'm hoping to see that one pretty soon. I know we have like the ability to automatically just or to just manually go specify row and column masks, but I'm really looking forward to the platform using uh, context to be able to go help you do that in a more accelerated pace.
Yeah, I mean, you raised the bar. Maybe let's see in the from the 9 to 12 June. what would be the key announcement? Maybe a new acquisition, as you mentioned, or maybe more details about maybe the integration of Okera. It's more on the data discovery and also data masking. And I think a lot of things related to like Apache Spark, Delta, because last year they announced like Delta Lake 4.0, Spark 4.0, and they also talked about the acquisition of Tabular. So maybe we can expect some integration with the Apache Iceberg as well. So let's see. I think there are a lot of exciting announcements. I mean, even internal folks working at Databricks are not aware of those announcements. So we're also even the employees are expecting those announcements. Anything else to add, Andrew, before we close? I don't know, maybe some feedback, maybe some advice, something maybe you have on top of your mind.
I think that it has really been interesting to work with Databricks with how open they are to product feedback. Uh, so new capabilities or competitor capabilities come out, and if you're able to articulate well how you think the platform should continue to evolve, that's always been basically invited with open arms. Or even when you challenge things, how they work a little bit. So I've been really intrigued by the continued even commitment to openness that the platform has, and realize like not 100% of the things can be open, but even just the courageousness to open source something like Unity Catalog Live is just pretty awesome to see that there's this whole other side of integration where somebody could even use those technologies and stand up their own lakehouse type platform with their own engine. And I'm super excited to hear about organizations that start to do things like that, or start to even use other capabilities like credential vending. And now there's all these conversations about interoperability. So I think there's just never a dull moment, and being able to work with Databricks a lot and not and be able to just articulate changes that could potentially help catapult the platform forward has always been really nice and I haven't taken that for granted by any means.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Andrew, for your time. It was an amazing talk. I'm looking forward to meeting you at the Data and AI Summit.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be able to talk on the show here. Take care.